And I can't think of a better way to starting off a long weekend than making new friends, making new friends all the time. Special guest Marlee Scott is joining us this morning. And Marlee, welcome to the Queen City.
Oh, it's great to be here. It's great to be back. I have had many great memories of Regina, so it's good to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you through. And of course, you're on a big media blitz right now. And the long weekend. Any plans after this?
You know, I'm actually going to go home for the weekend. I live in Nashville now, but I thought, I'm going to be up in Canada. I'm going to be close to Alberta, so I'm going to go home and see some friends in the Calgary area. So looking forward to that, and the long weekend. It's classic, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, good. Hey, listen, where's home?
Home is Nashville, but I'm originally from St. Albert, so Edmonton area. I grew up there. I moved there when I was about 6, and so I very much consider myself an Alberta prairie girl, and it's great, driving through Saskatchewan and Alberta the last couple of days because, I especially in the beginnings of my career, spent a lot of time in these provinces, so it's fun to be back.
Yeah, good. Did you get to any Stampeder games when you were growing up?
I didn't, it's funny, to be honest, football hasn't always been my favorite thing to watch. I actually like playing football, but watching it doesn't work so well for me. And it's funny because the Titans in Nashville are huge, right, in college football and all that stuff. So I should become a football fan now living in the U.S. But I'm trying. I really am.
Yeah, well, I bring it up just because there's such a good rivalry between us and
the
Alberta.
Eskimos,
the Stampeders and the Eskimos. You're a busy gal. I was just looking over your itinerary here, and what aren't you doing should be the question. You got the Make It or Bake It webisodes on the net, and I watched a few of them, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm hoping she brings me in something that she's made.
I feel bad about that. It's funny because those webisodes actually started from that. When I first started my American radio tour last year in May, I wanted to bring in some baked goods to the stations, and I was for a while there. But then I realized for the first part of it we were on the bus, and so it was air conditioned, so I could leave these goodies that I wasn't giving out on the bus and they'd be fine. But once we started taking the car, they would melt and then they'd harden and then they would look funny and look like not very appetizing. So I'd have to hand them to people and go, no, they're really they're not old, they're not gross, they actually just melted a little bit. So I stopped bringing them in. So
look at me. Do I look fussy?
Maybe next time.
Hey, I know you got a huge following, close to 30,000 on Twitter and Facebook. Yes. Where'd that love or that passion come for cooking? And
I grew up, my mother, she loved being in the kitchen. She loved, having my sister and I help her out in the kitchen, and she was always really passionate about making sure that we kind of learned how to cook and bake, and especially at Christmas time, it was always really important for us to be in the kitchen making Nanaimo bars and Christmas cookies, gingerbread and shortbread and all that kind of fun stuff, and so I remember one year she actually pulled my sister and I out of school to make sure that we had a chance to make Christmas cookies because there was no other opportunity. All our weekends were booked up and we were busy, so she actually pulled us out of school one day and we did that, and so it just really has always stuck with me as something I've really loved and had fond memories of. So I thought it'd be fun to show people this other side of me of how I do like to be in the kitchen and bake, and it's a good stress reliever and
therapeutic.
It is. It's very much that way. This industry can be very tough on you sometimes, so I think that it's just a nice way to kind of get away from it all and not really have to think about it. And I love being creative, and I think it's just another way of being creative.
Definitely shows your creative side. When you're not cooking, you're keeping busy. New project coming out here very soon, yes, June 19th release date. And boy, oh boy, I congratulate you because it's been a good ride here.
Yes, it's been a long ride. This record's been 2 years in the process, and basically between touring and being on the road and playing shows, I've been in the studio in Nashville recording and in some studios in Canada as well, and so it's been a long time, and I'm just really excited for people to hear it. I'm really proud of it, and I think there's something that everybody can kind of take away from it. I think that all the songs, there's some different content in there, and there's some the heartbreak songs, the tongue-in-cheek kind of in-your-face songs like Beautiful Maybe that are just really feel-good songs that I think can relate to anybody at any part in their life. So I can't wait to finally have listeners hear it and have my fans hear it and your listeners hear it and get feedback and hear what their favorite song is and all that stuff.
Now, of course, you had a lot of contributors going to the recording studio, and some of the names that stand out, of course, Hillary Lindsay and Troy Burgess, Desmond Child. How did that all come to be? Did they pitch you the songs, or did you just decide, I want these?
You know, it's funny because we as I said, we took a lot of time with this record. My manager and I, we you know, went into pitch meetings and had these songs pitched to us, and then some of them, you know, they were sent over directly to us because of the writer, you know, knowing me. Like, for example, Trainwreck, which was my latest single. Marcus Hummon, who wrote God Bless This Broken Road, Born to Fly,
right, yeah.
Ready to Run. He's had this string of hits. I wrote with him last spring, and he got to know me a little bit through that writing session. And a couple days later, he sent over Trainwreck and said, you know, I think Marlee would be a great singer of this song. I think she would really do great with it, and it fits her personality. And so, you know, that one came about because he sent it over, and I fell in love with it instantly. And as I said, some were pitched, you know, and then there's a couple co-writes on there as well. That I got a chance to write with Marcus Hummon. Noah Gordon is another great writer I got to write with. So it's definitely has a variety of some great talent on there.
Is writing something that you're doing more and more now? Do you write everything down on a note and you try to put it back in the memory, in the storage there? Do you enjoy the writing aspect of it?
You know, I think that writing is a great way to get something off your chest, you know, and not every song I write is great. I mean, I have a list of songs that I've written at home that I've never even played for anybody because I'm going, okay, like, they're not really going to go anywhere, but they were therapeutic for me, and they felt good to write. And and of course co-writing. I think that's a lot of fun. It's really fun to play off of people and bounce ideas back and forth and see where a song takes you. And it's a fun experience. You know, I love it. I think it's a great way to express yourself.
Now, Vince Gill joined you for Trainwreck. How did that come to be? That must be a pretty exciting moment when you find out that Vince Gill is going to join you.
Vince Gill, I mean, he is so spectacular. We all love Vince Gill, and he's a legend, I think, not just in country music, but in music in general. And yeah, to have him sing on that, I mean, it's like one of those moments that you're going, what? This is actually happening right now? And you know, we were basically in the studio, and we were thinking of who would lend themselves really well to that chorus in Trainwreck, because it's kind of got that bluegrass sound, and Vince's name came up, and we approached my manager with the idea, and he said, well, I know Vince. The worst that can happen is he could say no if we ask him. So he tracked Vince down and sent the song over to Vince, and he listened to it, and the next day he called back and said, I like Marlee's voice, and I like the track, I'll do it. And we all kind of went, he's actually going to do it? We were so excited. And it was just one of those times, very much a pinch me moment for me, that to know that Vince was going to be on the track. And I listened to Vince as a kid, and he's just such a talent and all-around genuine guy. So definitely he did a very, very great job, and I love what he did with the song. Yeah,
very surreal moment, I'm sure, for yourself.
Totally.
When he agreed to be a part of the project. Speaking of projects, what's on the plate? What are you keeping busy with? I know the CD's coming out, but the itinerary, I'm sure you've got lots going.
It's pretty crazy, you know. We've been out basically on and off for the past year, visiting radio stations, you know, seeing people like you guys, and getting to know you guys and the fans, of course, and listeners, and then of course in between that's been shows. This summer I'm busy. I'm playing a couple NASCAR events, which I'm really looking forward to. I've never really experienced the NASCAR thing, so I definitely can't wait for that. And doing some state fairs down in the U.S. I think we're doing the Missouri State Fair, the Minnesota State Fair, the Iowa State Fair, and then of course up here we're doing a few dates in the prairies. We're doing Big Valley Jamboree on August 3rd. Looking forward to that, and then Dauphin Country Fest. I think the date's June 29th. And then Manitoulin Fest in Ontario. So definitely going to keep a busy summer, and we're really looking forward. I'm opening for Blake Shelton on August 4th in Penticton, which is, you know, I'm a fan of his, and my mom lives in Penticton, so it kind of works out well. I get to have a little visit with my mom and play a show, and that'll be a really, really great time.
He's a fun-loving guy, and you'll definitely get along with Blake. I also saw that you were singing the national anthem in a couple of ball games.
Yes.
I envy you because I love ball, but you got to the Boston-Chicago game, and pretty exciting.
You know, it is. It's funny because I got involved with the MLB last summer, and I think I sang at 7 games last summer, and this year we did the White Sox game, and you know, it's such a neat experience. I never was a fan of baseball, and when I started doing these games, I went, oh, this is actually, I kind of like going to baseball games. But the best part is sitting in the foul ball section and, you know, freaking out because you're like, am I going to get hit in the head with the ball? I know it sounds weird, but it's kind of exciting, you know. You're like always gotta keep your eyes in the sky.
It's good to experience all these new and exciting moments.
Yeah.
Speaking of exciting, the new CD, Beautiful Maybe, coming out Tuesday, June 19th. You brought your guitar with you.
I did.
And I want you to play us a song. What do you think you want to play for us?
I'm going to play a song that, it's kind of, my manager calls it a nasty song. And he's giving me a funny look. He's in the room right now. And, it basically, it's one of those songs that just talks about that person in your life that you're going, I don't really get you. Like, you're kind of rubbing me the wrong way. And I'm not sure I like it very much. So it's called Planet of Your Own.
Very nice. Marlee Scott.
Thank you.
Planet of, I can relate to that.
I think we all can.
Yeah,
That's what I love about that song. It's like, I think everybody when they listen to it goes, ooh, I know that's, and they'll say that's so-and-so. I'm not going to mention any names.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. And that, of course, is on the new project as well.
It is, yes.
Beautiful Maybe. Coming up Tuesday, June 19th. I wish we had more time to spend with you.
Me too. This is fun.
I should have said, come in earlier. Come
yeah.
in. Tell us the website where people, if they want to find out more information about the project, and maybe I'm sure you got some videos up there as well. They can check it out. Definitely.
MarleeScott.com, MarleeScott.com. Of course, I'm on Facebook as well, so Facebook.com/Marlee Scott Music. I'm on Twitter at Marlee Scott. And then YouTube, just search Marlee Scott and you'll find me. I've got tons of YouTube. I think I've got 3 YouTube pages and as you talked about, the Make It or Bake It webisodes and music videos and some acoustic versions of some songs as well. So it's a lot of fun to check that out. You'll be sick of me by the end of the day.
Again, a pleasure having you come through. Jerry, good meeting you, my friend.
Good to be here.
And next hour, we're going to play the single Trainwreck with Marlee Scott and Vince Gill right here on The Source, 620 CKR.